Hello and welcome to SkySouls. Today in this video I will show and describe you the perks system in SkySouls in my mod Skyrim. Okay, so as we remember, the vanilla Skyrim has something about 150 perks, and much of them were just not so interesting or not powerful at all, or some of them were just overpowered, like the dual casting stagger perk in Destruction. And now I will show you perks of SkySouls. I use the mod named Ordinator, and the link to this mod will be written in the video description, so please feel free to download it, and many thanks to the mod author. Okay, let's go. As we remember, Skyrim has 18 perk trees. So let's start from the warrior tree, for example. Okay, let's start with smithing. I will just hover the cursor on each perk, and you can see the great difference between the vanilla perks and the Ordinator perks, which I am using. The first perk is untouched, as you see. Then we can choose to go here, for example. In vanilla Skyrim, the smithing perks can be learned in heavy armor tree, or in a heavy armor branch, or in a light armor branch. Here there is only one branch, but you can choose what type of armor you will learn to craft. It is very useful. Here and here you see scaled plate, Nordic, Orcish, etc, etc, etc. Here ebony stone, the light or the heavy, the light or the heavy. Dedicated dragonborn, here. Okay, and here comes the biggest difference. For example, the final perk of smithing tree, when you have the 100 level skill, you may choose to pour your dragonborn blood into the fire at one forge. If you do, whenever you create an item in that forge, you may choose to permanently increase your health, magica or stamina by very low percentage of its value, with a minimum of 1% of point. Let's go back. This part of smithing tree I will show the last as a cake, as a dessert. Just read it. So, as you can see, each tree became independent and you can roleplay more than ever, and also you can fight even if you are a pure blacksmith, because you can summon the dwarven autocannons, for example. They are not overpowered, not unbalanced, but you can protect yourself even if you are a pure blacksmith. Let's go. As you see, for example, the heavy armor tree became really heavy armor. So it differs significantly from the light armor tree, for example. And there are also some buff perks. For example, the standard, which you can place and buff your allies. By the way, if you see that I'm listing the perks too fast, it's okay. You can just push pause in YouTube and read the perk description, because if I would read each perk or leave a cursor at each perk for about even 30 seconds, it will take 100 years for me to show you all the perks, because there are something about 400 and a bit perks, 3 times bigger than in vanilla Skyrim. Okay, let's go. And here comes the weapon trees. They are just brilliant, as for me. Here we can see that specialization on each type of weapon became really different. I will show you. Here are the axes, the maces or hammers, and the swords, and the next part of perks. Axes, maces, swords. Axes, maces, swords. And so Oh, I skipped the message, sorry. Here it is. And the final talent. It's just brilliant. And again, as you see, this talent is not overpowered. You don't gain double damage or triple damage or 5th time damage, yeah? But you gain a really good buff when you are a master, a Jedi over two-handed swords, I'm sorry. Here are also some funny talents. Let me get to them. Yeah, for example. The one-handed tree also has the great variety of perks. And there's also not only the sword, axe and mace specialization. From now there is also a dagger specialization. It gives you really a ninja power style and fighting style. And here goes the final talent. Yeah, the archery. Oh yeah, and here comes the arrow to the knee. Yeah. Archery tree also have the bow on the crossbow specialization. The final perk, as for me, it looks very realistic. And here comes the light armor. The light armor gives you really much speed bonuses, dodge bonuses, and so on. And also the stamina bonuses, because it's obvious and it's realistic. In heavy armor you lose your stamina much faster, and light armor, it is light. Also, light armor has the great brawl branch perks, as you see. So the brawl became a really standalone build. And also, as you see, many perks are linked with the other trees and other branches. And it's obvious. For example, this perk, it's clearly and directly for spell sword class. The sneak tree was overhauled completely. There are no 15 or even if you're wearing the Dark Brotherhood armor, yeah, or even 30 times damage multipliers. No. You can't just one-shot the dragon with the iron dagger anymore. But the sneak tree became really ninja style, and if you master it, you will be the true master of shadows. As you see, if some perk is really very strong, it has a limitation. For example, in a cooldowns. Some other very strong final perks have the cooldowns about 1 minute or even 2 and 3 minutes. So you need to choose the moment wisely to use your most powerful talents, as they can save your life. Lockpicking tree, which is linked with the sneak tree, as for me, became more and much more interesting. Also, it have some combat perks. Not the combat directly. They don't increase the damage, but it will help you to survive in combat. And also disorient and damage your enemies. As you see, there are a lot of traps perks, so starting from now with this lockpicking tree, you can take, craft and place the traps anywhere you want. This is a great talent, as I see. So it gives you a possibility to buy 1 perk point per 50,000 of gold. It is really useful and helpful, and it is worth to learn it, even if you are a warrior, as for me. Of course, if you play honestly and without any cheats. The speech tree became also very useful and as a speech, it's obvious that it has a relationship with the shouts. And as you see, there are also some amount of pure roleplay perks. They don't give you much boost in combat, but if you want to have a roleplay, you are free to go. Here comes the Alchemy tree. The poison or healing potions specializations became much more wider. Stimulants, a great perk. So you can see some kind of steroid perk in the Alchemy tree. And here final perk is just brilliant. So when you learned this perk and enter the game, you will take 150 damage per second during the 3 minutes. So you will take thousands of damage. But if in some way you're not limited, you can drink potions, you can heal yourself, etc. If you will survive in those 3 minutes, you will receive 3 perk points and permanent resist of number of 25%. Oh, I'm sorry, not resist. Bonus to all potions and poisons you make. It is brilliant. And it really sounds like a challenge. Survive the deadly poison during 3 minutes, receiving 150 damage per second. It is a challenge. It is role-playing so much. Oh, and here comes the magic trees. Magic trees, they are so brilliant and so wide in number of builds you can make that I'm just losing words to describe them all. The mage trees give you so much roleplay as never before, and I haven't seen so great mage talents in any game before. Of course, if we talk about some MMO RPGs, yeah, online games, there are games even with thousands of talents, but roleplay there is something about zero. the Conjuration tree. The Conjuration tree. The Red King is a very funny talent. Each time you enter in a combat, you passively summon 6 skivers. Nice, nice. It won't help versus dragon, but it is very useful at low levels. The Conjuration tree bring us the roleplay at its maximum, at 300%. The necromancer build that vanilla Skyrim didn't have the necromancer's build, and now there is, and it is a real necromancer. You can collect the bones, you can raise the skeletons at altars, you can even assume control of your skeleton. But the other branches, they are not bad, and not even not bad, they are similar grade. Oh, you see, many perks increases the maximum amount of summon you can have. So the Conjuration tree, if you master it, you will be a real summoner with the army of creatures. Destruction is very, very dangerous. There are so much bonuses that targeted at only one thing, at damage and disabling your opponents. The destruction tree should be so. Their specialization branches became much more wider, as we see. And each branch, each element has about 15 or maybe 20 perks, not 2 or 3 or 5 like in vanilla Skyrim. You can be the true master of elements, not only at words, but in action too. See, the ultimate perks in most of cases have very long cooldown, so you, as I've told before, you need to use them wisely. The restoration will be very useful, and for mages and for fighters. For example, I will use the restoration tree and launch many perks from it in my first walkthrough, where I will play as a paladin. Heavy armor, one-handed weapon, shield, and some alteration and restoration magics. Combined with another mod of this great author, the author that make this mod, the Ordinator, I also use 2 more mods from her. I suppose it's her, not him. I use Apocalypse, Magic of Skyrim. It is the same like the Perks overhaul, but just a magic overhaul that brings more than 150 or even 70 new spells to Skyrim. I suppose many of you have one question to me. Okay, man, it is cool. Maybe I don't like all the perks, but these perks and magic overhauls are cool. Okay, but what's the sense? Because such cool and powerful perks and talents will make you just overpowered, too strong, and invincible for enemies. And then I will answer you, no. The game will be balanced and even the hardcore. Why? Because I have another mod that distributes the new perks, the new spells, and the new enchantments to all other NPCs, to bandits, vampires, mages, monsters, etc. Not 100 perks, 100% of perks are distributed. Some unique perks or roleplay perks, of course, are not distributed because they will be useless for NPCs. But all the combat, buffs, enchantment, and other perks that has an influence at combat and character strengths, they all are distributed to NPCs. So NPCs can and will use all the new spells, all the new perks from character overhauls. Just imagine this. Just imagine how cool and challenging will be battle with the group of bandits at high levels, when the mages will have all the final perks and fighters will be so deadly, combining with the enemy AI overhaul. Your combat experience and gameplay experience will be cool and interesting and hardcore as never before. So let's start playing. See you soon and welcome to SkySouls.